Three things that you should focus on in 2025 to make this a breakthrough year for you, to make this the year that changes your life forever, to make this the year that you look back on for decades and decades to come and go, that was the year I took control of my life. That was the year I stopped fucking around. I stopped playing small. I got off the sidelines. I got in the game of life, man. Welcome back to another episode of the Unstoppable Mindset Podcast. I'm your host, Sean Michael Crane, and today is January 1st, 2025. Brand new year. Clean slate. Man, I love the start of a new year because everyone's talking about goals, everyone's focused, everyone's excited. So in this episode, I want to share with you what you have to do to make this the best year of your life. How to take that inspiration or that awareness that you have right now around the things you want to change and improve, and how to stay consistent long enough to actually see those things materialize in your life. So many people get inspired and excited and talk about their goals at the first of the year. And literally by March 1st, they're back to the way they were the previous year. You know, there's statistics that show people are going to the gym, they're focused on their health, new year, new me, and by March 1st, everyone's fallen off. And I see this all the time at events I speak at and conferences I go to. Everyone's so excited. They're writing notes. They're talking about the changes they're going to make. Like the inspiration's through the roof. And then they go back home and they don't change shit. And that's because they have the same mindset, the same attitude, and the same habits that they've always had. And that's literally what's going to change your life is your mindset and your habits. That's it. That's the only thing you need to focus on. You need to look at the way you're living and ask yourself, is my attitude and the way that I think and the way that I'm viewing myself and my life, is this conducive to my growth and who I want to be? Are my daily habits, like if I continue doing the things I'm doing every day, is that going to lead to a bigger, better life? Or are my daily habits keeping me stuck? Or am I just inconsistent so I'm going nowhere in life? Like this is the biggest problem for people. You want to lose weight. Okay, all you have to do is be consistent in the food you eat and go to the gym. It's not that hard. But a lot of people can't be consistent, and it's because they have the wrong mindset, and either they have the wrong habits or the habits they're trying to implement, they don't do them long enough. They don't implement them long enough to actually change their life. So in this clip, in this podcast episode, I want to share with you three things that you should focus on in 2025 to make this a breakthrough year for you, to make this the year that changes your life forever, to make this the year that you look back on for decades and decades to come and go, that was the year I took control of my life. That was the year I stopped fucking around. I stopped playing small. I got off the sidelines. I got in the game of life, man. And for me, that year was 2011 or 12, I believe. I was 23. I was sitting there in a jail cell facing life in prison. That was the year that I decided I'm going all fucking in. And when I say all in, you know, people say that. It's very evident to me who's all in and who's not. Your results depict everything that you truly are. You know what I mean? Your level of consistency, your dedication, your attitude, the effort that you put forth. Like it's so easy to see who's all in and who's not. Most people aren't. They're not even close. The first thing that you need to focus on, the first change you need to make if you want to truly be all in and make this the best year of your life, is being honest with yourself about what you want and what you don't want. And this is related to everything. Relationships that you're in, the school your kid goes to, the job that you have, you know, the way that you're living your life, your habits, your level of health and fitness, your dedication in the gym. Like, dude, everything. You have to be honest about what you really want. This is the main thing that people get caught up on. They have a feeling inside of them about who they want to be. And you have to recognize that vision or that feeling of who you want to be. That person seems so far off in the distance when you first start that you have these sobering moments where your awareness is high and you're like, dude, this is the person I want to be. This is the change I want to make. But then fear and doubt sets in and you're like, dude, I can't do that. You know, you're having this conversation inside your head. You're like, oh, man, I can't do that. Like, that's impossible. And you talk yourself out of it. And for a lot of people, this surfaces from time to time where they have that clarity and they know who they want to be, but then they always talk themselves out of it. So the first thing that you need if you want to take control of your life is you got to be honest with yourself about what you want to do with this life that you have. If you want to be sober, you got to get sober. If you want to get a divorce, you got to get a divorce. If you want a new job and a new career because you hate what you're doing every day and you're not excited, you got to make a change there. If you're looking in the mirror and you don't like the way your body looks and you know that you're fat and out of shape and you're just being lazy, you got to be honest with yourself about that. You know, in 2024, 2023, 2020s in general, you know, this thing happened in society. And even before then, we're like, people started lying to one another. They'd be like, oh, just love yourself, right? Like, oh, don't body shame people, just love yourself. Or like they'd try to convince themselves that results that they don't really want are okay. Like, oh, a body that you've just depleted and neglected and let get fat and you're going to die early because you haven't taken care of yourself. Oh, just love yourself. It's okay. Well, now people are realizing that doesn't work. So let's be honest. Hey, you're fat. You're being lazy. You don't look like a superhero for your kids. That's not what action figures look like. That's not the man that you wanted to become when you were a little boy. You aspired to be like these professional athletes that you saw on TV. You wanted to be like your dad. You wanted to be like all these other men out there who were built a certain way, who looked masculine, who didn't have body fat, who didn't have man tits, right? So like, you got to be honest with yourself. It's not about making people feel bad about where they're at or the results they have. It's about realizing that we're capable of more. And until we're able to be honest and address things in our lives that are holding us back, we can never change them. So for you, if that's your weight, if that's your sobriety, if that's your eating habits, if that's the time you spend or don't spend with your family, if that's the dedication you have into your relationships, and especially the career that you've chosen or the job that you're doing, like the two areas, there's three areas, maybe more, but a couple areas where I see people struggle with honesty. And one of the most impactful ones is the job that they have. Like, dude, if you have a job that you don't like, or you're making small amounts of money and you're living paycheck to paycheck, you can change that. It's not going to change overnight, but you can start developing skills. You can start developing the right habits. You can start learning new information, and you can go into a completely different industry. You could open your own business. You could become an entrepreneur. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen overnight, but once you make a decision and that's your focus and you know in your heart that's what you want, you're being honest with yourself, you can change anything about you, man. Your health, your relationships, your money, your career, anything. So honesty with yourself, first and foremost, is the first and most important component if you want to make 2025 your breakthrough year, especially if you feel stuck or feel like you've been playing small in life. The second one is all about your mindset. You see, this is all a relationship with yourself. Everything that you do, everything that you have or don't have in life is a reflection of your own relationship with yourself. And what I mean is the way that you talk to yourself and the way you make decisions. A lot of people make decisions based on fear, based on doubt. They're worried about what other people are going to think, and they live in a world of limitations where they hold themselves back. Not because they're not capable of more, but because they don't believe they can achieve more. And the way that they think and then the way that they behave is keeping them stuck in life. So the second thing you have to focus on, if this is going to be your year to change your life forever, is the way that you make decisions. Are you making decisions based on fear and doubt and what if it goes wrong? Or are you making decisions based on, man, this is who I want to be. This is the change I have to make. This is going to be really uncomfortable and scary, but I know this is what I got to do. You see, I have a coaching program, right? I talk to guys every day and I see the patterns in the way people make decisions. And I'll have these long, lengthy discussions with people that are super passionate and we're connected. We're talking about their goals. We're talking about them being better leaders for their family. We talk about all the things that are at stake if they don't change and make their health a priority and why this is so important and how bad they want this. And then when it comes down to making an investment into my coaching program and working with me and my other coaches and getting all our resources, some of these guys will falter. Suddenly, all of those goals they have, the passion that was behind and conviction behind why they want to change, suddenly when it comes down to actually making that change, they start to have fear and doubt surface. And this is normal. Anytime you're making a change in your life, right? Like you're honest with yourself about what you want. Then when it comes down to actually taking action and taking that step forward and making a change, your brain is going to start screaming at you all these different objections of why you shouldn't. Like, oh man, maybe I'll wait until next month. I got a lot on my plate right now. Or, oh, financially, I don't know if I could do that. Like, I don't want to take money from my savings. I don't want to borrow money, right? Or, oh man, like, I'll wait till the kids go back to school. I'll start on Monday. I hear all the fucking bullshit all the time. Excuses, bullshit, like just blah, blah, blah. And it comes down to you being honest with yourself and having the courage and conviction to take action. And I tell my guys this all the time that I coach. If you want results bad enough, you will get them. It all comes down to how bad do you want it. If you don't want it bad enough, you're going to make an excuse. You're going to find a reason why you can't. If it's life or death and your children's life depend on it, oh my God, nothing will stop you. And I was thinking about this as I was driving yesterday. Like, man, people don't realize how capable they are. They don't realize how resourceful they could be, how much energy and strength they truly have. Like, a lot of people want to get healthy, right? It's 2025, new year, new me. So imagine how many people right now have just been holding themselves back. Most of the world, most of our country. But if your children were captured by the cartel and the cartel said, if you don't run 20 miles every day for 2025, I'm going to cut your children's head off. Would you run 20 fucking miles every day, or would you let your children die? Like, you would run the miles. You would get up every day and your sole purpose would be run 20 miles. I'm saving my kid's life. You could do that right now, but most of you won't even run 20 miles this entire year because you're living in a world of limitations and you make excuses and you believe your own bullshit and you're going to die one day as a shadow of the man or woman you could have been because of the way you think, because you don't have what it takes. No, you do. You're just holding yourself back. I want you to really think about that, because if the stakes were greater for you, you would become somebody so fucking special and amazing. And that is the thing that changed my life. I'm not better than you, but my circumstances required more from me. Being locked up at 23, facing life in prison, I had to find an inner strength and faith and drive that massively transformed the way I viewed myself and allowed me to get through those circumstances. So I'm not better than you, but my situation and circumstances required so much more of me than what your life requires of you right now. And that's why you're weak. That's why you make excuses. That's why you're wasting this precious life that you've been gifted, because your circumstances don't require more from you, because we live in a soft, comfortable, and easy world where you can just be mediocre and get by. But if this message resonates with you, I want you to realize if you want to truly change and transform, you have to become an insatiable animal, a monster, somebody who's hell-bent on living the ultimate life. You got to go out and log those miles. You got to be more disciplined. You got to get up earlier. You have to tap into that side of you that's sadistic and obsessed with growth. And there's this dark place inside of you that you got to go every day to start to bring that beast alive. And if you don't, and you're unwilling to do that, you're going to be like all these other mediocre men who have bellies and tits and are disgruntled and drunk and on their phones and watching porn and just shadows of the individuals they could be. And that's the truth. And I want more for you because I know you're capable of more. And that's the message today. So you got to be honest with yourself, and you got to recognize, am I making decisions based on fear and doubt or based on the person that I want to be in the future? Now, a couple more things. The effort that you give is so key. If you're one of these people that are saying, okay, I'm going to get healthy and fit, I'm being honest with myself. And then every day I'm going to the gym. You know, I'm winning that internal battle in the morning. But you go to the gym and you half-ass your workout and you leave and you're not completely exhausted and you didn't give it a 10 out of 10. What the fuck are you doing? Like, the effort that you put forth in life is everything. The effort you put forth at home with your family, in your business, at your job, or whatever it is you're doing all day long, and in the gym, your effort is going to depict who you really are and how bad you want to be successful. Like, everything that you do should be 10 out of 10. If you think you're done in the gym, do more. If you think you read enough pages that day, read more. If you think you put enough hours at work, work harder, motherfucker. Like, you have so much more to give. You need to recognize that. Now, the last thing, and this is what's going to lead to you becoming the best version of yourself. If you put all those pieces together, what's going to happen is every night you're going to go to bed and you're going to start to feel proud of the way you lived. You're going to start to think about your effort in the gym, how you showed up at work, how you treated your family. You did all those things on your checklist. You didn't make excuses. You didn't hold back. You weren't living as a pussy. You were living as a purpose-driven man. And you're going to start to have this feeling inside you that you've been missing this feeling for years. Right? It's inner pride. It's love. You're going to start to feel this affinity and gratitude swell within you, and you're going to go, oh my gosh, man, something's changing inside of me. I feel like I'm actually really giving effort to this life. I feel like maybe, just maybe, those goals and those dreams I have are feasible if I keep on this path and never quit. And that feeling, that's going to be the inspiration you need to cling to, man, to carry you through these tough days, these low moments, this adversity you're going to face. It's a grind. You want to get to that end result that you want so bad, it's a fucking grind. But if you can fall in love with the process and who you're becoming, you forget that it's a grind. And you're just so excited to see yourself change. You're so excited to feel the growth in real time. It becomes intoxicating. You become addicted to that feeling. That's what's going to change your life. The goal is every day that you put maximum effort towards the things you truly want in your life to improve and change, so that you go to bed every night feeling proud of the man that you are. And if you could do that and string those days together for a couple years or decades, there is nothing that you can't do. And you will create the ultimate life. And one day you will look back and this will be the defining moment, the defining year that changed everything. And not just you, the people around you, your wife, your children, your friends, your extended family members, your coworkers, your employees, everybody around you, you will positively impact them by the person you're becoming. That's the change I want to see. I'm going to change the world. I tell you this every time, but I can't do it by myself. I need you to step up and stand side by side with me. Let's lead the charge together.